from Fox News. No Kings protester steps up to the mic and calls for ICE agents to be shot and wiped out. Guys, I'll be honest. It's getting scary out there. Let me unmute this.
We gotta turn around the guns.
You know, I got to be honest. I think we could get an issue on YouTube for playing this, but I think it has to be played.
We gotta grab a gun. We gotta turn around the guns on this fascist system. These ICE agents gotta get shot and wiped out. The state machinery that's a full display right there has to get wiped out.
That's
insane.
Guys, this is not Antifa. This is not some fringe far left.
Right now, a manhunt is going on in Paris.
I don't know what that's about. This is a run-of-the-mill liberal at a No Kings event saying, get a gun and shoot and kill DHS agents.
It speaks to what the run-of-the-mill liberal is now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the idea that there was a time where people would think only extremists will talk like that. Only people that are on the most radical left would talk like that. Only people that are well outside of acceptable discourse will talk like that. But now, I mean, you can't open any of the social media apps. You open Blue Sky, you open on X, on TikTok, on Instagram. You see people talking like that all the time now, all the time. And it's not just, you know, it's not a one-off thing.
Yeah, well, it's Radio Rwanda. That's exactly what this is. Yeah. And it's just a feedback loop. No one's there to check it. No one's there to... Like, if this happened at a conservative rally, someone started spurring out like that, they would get shouted down so quickly, booted out of the place. They just tolerate it.
I was talking about this last week and, you know, the week before. But, guys, the escalation has been nearly exponential. To see you know, we had this attack on the ICE facility where the Antifa guys are outside and they're throwing fireworks. When the ICE guys come outside to say, okay, we're gonna stop this, we know what they're doing, far leftists were hiding in the trees with a rifle and opened fire on the ICE agents. Yeah, that was scary.
And the left,
Charlie Kirk got assassinated after that, and we saw people celebrate. Whether you want to make an argument about who really killed Charlie Kirk, maybe you're a fan of Candace Owens and she's made some claims and found some evidence, whatever. Let's put that aside. It's perplexity. Check this out. Get 1 month of ad-free access through Rumble Premium when you download the Perplexity browser Comet. Let me ask you something. How much time do you spend every day on a web browser? How much time do you spend clicking around online, searching, scrolling, typing, endless tabs? It's a lot, right? Well, there's a new AI web browser from Perplexity called Comet that is completely changing the way you are able to interact with your browser. Using Comet feels like having a personal assistant living in your web browser that can actually do things for you. This is no joke. Check this out. It can order food through like DoorDash, Domino's, Instacart. It can book special personalized restaurant reservations. It can buy things on Amazon like Ralph Lauren or a movie ticket. It can book a flight or a hotel. It'll help you prepare for your day. It can send messages and emails. It can schedule meetings. It can search, respond, and analyze comments under a post. It can pull up something, video tabs or moments. It's pretty cool, right? Download Perplexity's new AI web browser, Comet, by heading to, what do we have here? We have perplexity.ai/Comet. And, I'm sorry, you can use pplx.ai/Timcast. That's the one we want to use. Let your browser work for you. Plus, right now, when you download Comet, you'll get a month of Rumble Premium for free. Now, that's amazing because the left celebrated, called for more. What's terrifying, guys, is did Benny Johnson, it's an honest question, actually, did Benny Johnson put out a video about the death threat he received in the mail to his family? I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure. I watch a bit of Benny's stuff, not a whole lot. To be fair, I don't watch a lot of podcasts, but Benny probably more than most. I didn't see it. Maybe he did. Just want to make sure that's clear. But we found out about it largely because there was a DOJ press conference. That's when I found out about it. I do think it's fair to say, because I did an interview with Benny recently, we don't discuss all the threats that we're receiving and everything that's going on behind the scenes because we're told consistently by security not to do it because it could exacerbate things. I don't know that things could get worse. The level of threats, this story, and there's so much more to break down in these other stories because we got the teacher pointing to her neck. We've got we have footage of a run-of-the-mill liberal guy trying to murder a Trump supporter at his own home. It's like you said. It's what was it?
Radio Rwanda. Yeah.
Radio Rwanda. For those that don't know, and you probably know more. You could explain it, but the general idea is like every day it was the Tutsis, right? Mm-hmm. They were saying, "Oh, they're bad, they're evil, they need to be killed," until one day people snapped and decided to start doing it.
Yeah. There's just no checks on it, no check on the rhetoric, and no. I mean, that's just what happens. Is no one's there to say, "Let's cool down the temperature." There's no one on the left that's tone policing, and then on the right, it's the opposite. They're tone policing. People on the right are tone policing people to the right of them for like very mundane statements. It's ridiculous.
The left has their people saying tone down the volume. Like Destiny said, Trump has to back down, otherwise more conservatives should be killed, right?
Yeah. To be fair, I do think that it is, at least if you're going to be, tell the whole story, people on the right have been saying things like prepare yourself accordingly. You should be out there training. You should be armed. And that's not some kind of call for aggressive violence. Mm-hmm. It's always, talking about defensive measures that they're taking. So I do think it's worth pointing out that, if the left actually starts engaging people, at some point the people will engage back. Like people on the right will, return the favor. Not that that's something we're calling for, not that it's something we want, but this is dangerous rhetoric that the left is engaging in, and they have not seen the response that they seem to be looking for, and I think that's a good thing.
And I'm just going to address all the Candace fans who thought that I was deriding Candace. I'm not. I'm saying she's put out a bunch of evidence. For the sake of this argument, let's not go into who we think did it, right? If the argument is it was Tyler Robinson, he's the alleged assassin, or anybody else, I'm saying let's put all that evidence aside for now and consider just that the left is celebrating it. That whatever you may find or discover about who actually killed Charlie, the principal celebration came from liberals, run-of-the-mill liberals. I was trying to hone in that argument. I think Candace done actually a pretty good job on uncovering a lot.
I don't know who killed Charlie, but I do know that there were gleeful demons on the internet celebrating this. I saw them in real life, saw them on the internet. My mother-in-law saw them walking down New York City streets, proclaiming it out loud as if that was an okay thing to do. And I feel like I've been experiencing this bloodlust for 5 years. Even before I had any public platform, people were wishing death on me for not getting a shot they wanted me to take, for doing this and that. Friends, former friends and family. Well, I guess former family too, only so at this point. But I remember 4 years ago on this show, I told you, I went to go look at a house when we were moving from New York to here. And the lady who was selling the house, within 5 minutes of meeting me, told me she didn't know who I was or anything. She said, I wish every Republican would drop dead. And she just felt so comkomfortable saying that to me. A total stranger, so like this bloodlust. It's been evolving, and now it's Rwanda. Accelerated. Yeah, for sure. It is for sure that.
Like, when I talk about the peace wall, we had Graham Linehan on Friday, how one side's pro-Palestine, one side's pro-Israel, and you're like, this makes no sense. It's literally just the other side is bad.
Yeah.
And that's where we've come to. The scary thing here is we didn't see over the so let's get a little bit into the No King stuff. There was riots. The corporate press will not tell you this. They're claiming and lying. Gavin Newsom said 7 million people, the biggest protest in U.S. history. It's just not true. It was like an Earth Day thing, right, in the 70s or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
20 million people. Yeah. But I don't know if I believe these numbers anyway.
It's all fake.
But there's the estimates of the No Kings ranges from 650,000 to 7 million, which is pretty insane and basically means zero because what? No, for real, like, guys, I'm looking up the numbers, and I see some reports saying 650,000 estimated across the major cities, and then I see the Democrats saying 7 million. So we don't know, but what I can say is this. Riots broke out in Portland, in Chicago, I believe also in California, and I think it was like Southern California somewhere. And then we see things like this, and this wasn't the only thing that we saw that was bad. I mean, there was a video of a man dressed like Tyler Robinson. Mm-hmm. The alleged assassin of Charlie Kirk. He dressed up, he bought the shirt, bought the hat, and they went outside. These people are not... Guys, I've been to protests. I've covered them throughout the 2010s. At Occupy Wall Street, I was physically attacked by people in black clad. We call them black bloc leftists or black bloc anarchists. And the bulk of Occupy supported and defended me. they had security volunteers, and when they found out that I was being targeted by the far left, they said, "Don't worry, Tim, we're going to have guys watch out for you when you're live streaming." Even though they knew I had filmed far leftists deflating police tires. And I said, I am going to film whatever happens. I don't care if it's for the cops or against. It doesn't matter. I film what happens. I had cops shake my hand and say, "I appreciate that you're showing what is." And I said to this one cop, it was Hipster Cop actually. He's a famous guy. Maybe you guys know him. Big story back in the day. It was Hipster Cop in New York. And I said, "Listen, sometimes your guys are out of line. Sometimes they're not. I'm just going to film whatever happens." He's like, "Yep, I get it. And the activists said the same thing. I get it. And the activists were like, "We'll get a couple guys to watch your back for you." That totally changed a few years later. Mm-hmm. To now it's like, if you're not with us, you're against us. And all of the people hold these deranged views. That's what's scary.
Yeah. I remember like when I lived in New York, I would run at the lot and we would film protest riots, these sorts of things. And I'm a complete non-entity and I would be separated from a lot and I would still get antagonized by Black Bloc. And by all accounts, I could have been like foreign. They don't know who I am. Like it didn't matter. It was the fact that you were documenting what was going on was the problem. And then this is why, because you just put a mic in front of their face and they're going to threaten to kill people. Like that's just full stop. That's what happens.
I mean, that's essentially like that's been at least the past, year. There were people that were surprised at some of the responses to the attacks on Trump over a year ago, right? Like that was, unfortunately, there was no turning down to the temperature. There were prominent Democrats that said that he faked it. Gavin Newsom made light of the situation. He had an AI picture where he's holding ketchup. He's in the similar pose to Trump and he's holding ketchup up. This is something that the left broadly is okay with. They have convinced themselves that not only Donald Trump, but the right more broadly is actually in some manner going to harm them.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.